Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be once again talking about Winter Storm Odell. There's been major updates, so I'm definitely going to have to be updating you guys on this storm. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content. Also, make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social medias. And today's comment of the day is going to be, which winter in recent memory was your favorite and which one gave you the most snow? And I'll be picking one of those to show in tomorrow's video at the end of the video. Yesterday's comment of the day is going to be showed at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that to see if you won. Let's get right into things. Alright, so first things first, we're going to be looking at yesterday's RGEM model, and you can see they were expecting moderate snowfall there for northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, in through Chicago, just as our forecast was. All of the models were showing this yesterday, with only 48 hours to go till the storm. In history, this is a very reliable time frame. Within 2 days, you should be able to get a decent idea, at least, of location of the storm. Not 2019 to 2020 for sure. As here's today's outlook, and you can see maybe flurries for Chicago and southern Wisconsin, and really southern Illinois going to get the most snow here and through St. Louis, areas like that. So I mean, I've never seen this amount of inconsistency and just inaccuracies from the models. It's really disappointing and discouraging, to say the least. I'm very ready to just get on the next winter, because hopefully the models will be having better handles on things by then. This winter is not it with the models. They have been doing a terrible job. Now we're about to get into our storm today. We're going to be talking about those current hazards, and then we'll get into the simulated radar, and then the snowfall at the end. So here's your current hazards. This is our watches, warnings, and advisories. In our more purplish shades there, that's where we're looking at winter weather advisories. And then in our more bluish, I would say navy blue color, that's where we're looking at winter storm watches. We used to have those there for southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. The National Weather Service was basically thinking the same thing I was thinking, and now they've had to completely pull their advisories away and say, nope, we're not getting enough snowfall, as the models have shifted. So it's not just me that is struggling with these issues with the modeling. It goes all the way up to the top levels, like the National Weather Service, where they're struggling with this inaccuracies from the models, just as everybody else is in the weather community. It's kind of a whole issue with the entire community for all of us. In our pink colors, we have winter storm warnings, though. They're for Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, and a little bit of Kansas as well. Let's get into that simulated radar, and this is going to be as of earlier this morning. So this is actually about 1 a.m. this morning, Tuesday 25th. So this is actually earlier than when I'm making this video. Obviously, it's about 10:55 right now as I'm recording this. We see some light to moderate snowfall going on for North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas, and this has been pretty consistent on the model, so at least we have some areas of the storm where they've been pretty consistent. Let's move on one frame, and we see that first low pressure system in Kentucky and southern Indiana. We were expecting this to be kind of in between Illinois and Indiana, but it's shifted kind of southeast. We do see snowfall for the middle portions of Illinois by this point, and then rain showers for the southern regions of Illinois, Indiana, and then in through Ohio. Now we're about to move on, where we're going to start to see those low pressure systems kind of transfer and start to become one. And we're going to see this become one big storm that's going to bring snowfall to a lot of regions here. Alright, so we can see the snow has really dipped down into Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas. We see a little bit going on there for the very northern regions there of Indiana and Illinois. That's going to be by this evening, I would say, actually afternoon/evening. I would say this is about 4 p.m. on Tuesday, February 25th. Let's move on, though, to about 11 p.m. tonight, February 25th still, again, obviously. And we see Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and a bit of southern Michigan getting some moderate snowfall. I've had a few commenters that are consistently talking about how Detroit has seen like zero snow this year. It looks like you're finally going to get your snow from this one, at least unless it completely shifts. There's still 24 hours, and with the models this year, I would not say that we're set in stone yet until the storm is literally happening, which is very bad. That's like the 1980s or 90s forecasting. Let's head on towards about 2 a.m. and things get colder, so we're seeing a lot of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. Switch over to more snowfall. Even Cleveland's going to probably cash out on this storm. Let's move towards about 8 a.m. So you can see Cleveland is pretty much all snow by this point. Pretty much all of the state of Illinois as well. And then Indiana, except for the very southern regions of Indiana. We see all snow here. Detroit well above the rain snow line. Let's move eastward, and this is going to be, I would say, about 12 p.m. here on February 26th, Wednesday, and we see moderate snowfall there for Indiana and Ohio. This looks like an area that could get a lot of snowfall from this one, but southern half of Michigan as well. We see the snowfall starting up for upstate New York as well, so we see lots of regions getting some snowfall here. We're about to move on, but this is going to become more of an East Coast snowstorm, and we're going to start talking a little bit more about New England, and then we're going to get into your snowfall forecast from all the models. All right, so we see Ohio and then Detroit, Michigan, areas in the southeastern corridor of Michigan getting kind of the bullseye here. So again, Detroit might cash out finally. We see some areas in upstate New York getting snowfall as well. There's a lot of warm air out in front of this, so it's going to be a really messy storm for the East Coast. And this is going to be by approximately 3 p.m. on Wednesday, February 26th. Now let's move towards about 9 p.m. And you can see that we have a lot of warm air out in front of it. Like I said, the White Mountains and Maine in there, and then very far northern Adirondacks are all snow, but a lot of rain up there on the East Coast out in front of it. But you can see the cold air behind it, snow making its way all the way down to Tennessee and North Carolina. So a big temperature difference there from west to east. Let's move forward, and this is going to be approximately 4 a.m. on Thursday, February 27th. And we see that finally, western New York, western Pennsylvania are switching over to all snow. We see some lake effect snow going on for Erie, Pennsylvania, the Lake Erie regions of Ohio, and New York as well. The Finger Lakes region switching over to snow. But again, still the White Mountains in Maine are snow, and then the high elevations in the Adirondacks. And then here by 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 27th, we see extremely heavy snow there for the White Mountains and in through Maine. This is an area where we're expecting 15 to 20 inches of snow. So a very major snow event there, as well as the Green Mountains getting some very heavy snow, as our low pressure system is kind of transferred south down there to Massachusetts, as you can see. This is going to be a very heavy precipitation event, so whether you get rain or snow, it's going to be very, very heavy as it falls. And then let's head towards 2 p.m. on Thursday, February 27th, and again, still very heavy snowfall for the White Mountains and then in through Maine. Our low pressure system is offshore by this point. And then by the time we reach about 8 p.m. on Thursday, February 27th, we can see Maine is getting a good licking of a lot of snow there as our low pressure system is just offshore of Maine. And that's pretty much all said and done after that point. So we're about to get into our snowfall totals from the Canadian model and then the high resolution Canadian model, just to show you guys what we're thinking as of right now, even though it's very fickle and it's not set in stone again until it literally starts snowing. All right, so as you can see here, we are going to be dealing with some snowfall, obviously, for more southern regions of Illinois, Indiana, and a lot more regions in Ohio and southern Michigan there than originally expected. This is the high-resolution Canadian model, and this one does not go all the way to the end of the storm. So Maine, you're going to get a lot more snow than what this one is showing. I'm going to show you a model that gets to the end of the storm just after this one here. So we see in Illinois, we're expecting for the blue regions a general dusting to 3 inches of snow, not just Illinois. I don't know why I said Illinois, but it's for all the states here. And then in the purple regions, that's where we're looking at a general 3 to 6 inches of snow. So you can see most areas only get to the purple, but we see some areas in southern Michigan there and then northern Ohio get into the pinks. And that's where we're looking at a general 6 to 12 inches of snow. Also some areas in upstate New York and western New York there. And then the Green Mountains and White Mountains also getting to those pink colors. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Canadian model. And it thinks they're going to get a little bit more snow than what the high-resolution Canadian model says. A lot more pink widespread here for Illinois. Again, south of Chicago now, even though it was looking like right on Chicago. We see northern Indiana in this, southern Michigan, northern Ohio. And then we see northern New York State as well. The Green Mountains and then all of Maine, basically. The White Mountains as well. And then we see those green colors there for the White Mountains in through Maine. Again, that's pretty much the bullseye is the White Mountains and then eastward just into the Maine, the state of Maine there. Very hilly regions, beautiful area. That's where we're looking at 12 to 24 inches of snow. Those deeper colors right over the White Mountains indicating a lot closer to the 24-inch amount. So I'm thinking a general 15 to 20 inches of snow for the White Mountains. Definitely going to be the bullseye of this storm. All right, and now for your comment of the day. Peter Babick said, Brooktondale, New York, 76 inches so far. We average 73 inches. So that's above their average. I asked how much snowfall you've seen on the season. He said right now it's 53 out, shorts, t-shirt weather. LOL, come on spring. So they've seen more than their average amount of snow. And in Brookendale, New York, they're ready for springtime because they've gotten over their average, which most of us cannot say the same on the East Coast. So really good to see Brookendale actually got their average amount of snow there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social medias. And I will see you guys in the next video.